Welcome back, Weather Kingdom. In this live stream, we are going to be taking a look at the very complex forecast that I kind of wanted to wait for a later stream because of the real uncertainty right now that has been erupting. I've been getting a lot of comments today on saying, are you going live? Is the Carolinas going to get hit? And I'm going to tell you guys this straight out right now in the beginning of the stream. This is going to be, we don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. We do not know. I cannot just sit here and say we know. This is one of those forecasts where it's going to be hour by hour watching every little detail, because every little detail in this type of pattern is very crucial. We got a lot moving parts. We got a jet stream, we got an angle, we got Humberto, we got two systems in like 400-mile radius, we got a blocking high pressure to the north, we got troughs, we got so much moving parts here that if one thing is a little bit stronger than the other, it messes with all the other moving parts. This is not like a storm that we've seen in the past where we only have the high pressure, the Bermuda high. Let's say, for example, we have a hurricane right here, and there's a blocking high right here, and right now it's forecasted to move this. All right, that's not how this forecast is. This is probably one of the most hardest forecasts, in my opinion, that I will have ever done, but I'm going to try and pretty much break down as much as I can, answer as much, and be reasonable as possible with you guys as things are looking very concerning. So when we are taking a look here, I know we have a lot of people that's going to be asking questions, everything. Let me just get everything set up. We already got 20 people watching. What's up? What's up, everybody? Very, very tricky forecast for sure. This is not an easy forecast. This is probably, once again, one of the hardest ever forecasts for not just me, but the entire weather team. We are watching this every minute and hour, day in, day out, nighttime, and we're all trying to figure this out together. Also, we are going to be talking about the post-tropical cyclone of Gabrielle impacting the Azores as a remnant low, pretty much, still causing winds up to 70 miles an hour. So regardless of it being tropical, it's still bringing very unsettled weather. That is one big thing. Also, one good thing out of it, it is moving 30 miles an hour, so it should be in and out for the Azores, a quick, severe thunderstorm for a few hours, and then pretty much start to relax a bit. So I do expect tonight to be very hectic on watching. We got 0Z model runs going to be running in just about 10 or 15 minutes, but there's just so much moving parts, and I'm going to just try and explain this with as much ease as possible without hyping or overperforming it. But I would say if you guys are in North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, the Outer Banks, Georgia even, and parts of northern coast of Florida, the Bahamas, even Bermuda, you guys all need to have your hurricane prep in place. You guys need to start looking at your hurricane prep and be like, okay, if this case scenario happens, do I have an evacuation plan? Do I have food? Am I staying? Where am I going to go? Because this is one of these systems where we are not going to know where it's going to go, and this is going to be a very short amount of time, and this can evolve in just a matter of 5 or so plus hours. This is not a system where we got time to think. This is, without being dramatic or anything, this is where, as you guys know, we had Helene, North Carolina and South Carolina absolutely got devastating with flooding. And I know a lot of people that have watched the streams is an extremely concern. And if I have to give you guys advice, I will continue watching the forecast very closely. And honestly, just be prepared, because this is going to be one of the most complex forecasts. This could be an all-out bust. Not really a bust, but this could have a good case scenario, and this can have a very, very devastating, historic, bad case scenario. I'm going to just put it straight out right on the table. This could be a tropical storm making landfall and moving pretty fast and getting skirted out to sea, or we can have almost a major hurricane making landfall like Florence and then stalling over the Carolinas, and then a Fujiora effect with Humberto. It's just so many moving parts, and honestly, a lot of the models right now I am not taking with Grant. We are really having a major help thanks to the recon lately. We have had a lot of recon today, just putting planes in left and right, hour by hour, just getting as much information into the models that we can at least start getting a little bit of a jump on this, because it's one of those case scenarios where we're going to be behind. I'm going to tell you this right now. There's not going to be really anyone right on this. This is one of those that if the National Hurricane Center is wrong, we cannot go out and blame National Hurricane Center. This is one of those very complex forecasts, and in a very worrying, in my opinion. Also, if you guys are new, please like, please subscribe, please share with your friends and family. Also, if you feel free to donate, that will extremely help the YouTube channel. And also, let's try and get up to 850 subs tonight. That'll be very greatly appreciated. We are going to be live probably in like 12 to 12:30. I'm going to get as much information out, but I won't be on until like 1:30 because I am very tired. But I'm doing this for us all to have a good chat and a good understanding, at least by the end, and get just some questions cleared up. We also have a few special guests here in the VC. So if you guys would like to say hi, feel free to. If not, then I guess we good.
Hi. Hello. Hello, everyone.
Okay, that is Delta that just said hello. We also have LTW there. We also have Trevor in the VC. We also have...
Who owns the account of Trevor Troppins that we asked, who's in the chat?
Yes. We also have Tristan and Mia in the background, kind of keeping everything very good. Thank you for everyone helping around the clock. This is... So what's your guys' opinions like on this? This is one of those complicated forecasts. We have talked about this continuously, and this is one of those where this is not going to be an easy forecast for anyone.
I will say real quick, and I'm just talking a little bit. I want to get my thoughts out here real quick. We have two tropical systems, one tropical, and they're both going to be helping a high pressure develop along the northeast part of their tracks. That's a guarantee based off so much model data. So we know there's going to be a high pressure northeast of them. The jet angle and the upper level low combined with Humberto's and future Amelia, yes, we can name this technically, because not only is it 80-90, but it's the only system. So I am happy to put the I name out there. Those are going to be... So this forecast is basically like this. When you look at a system without a low-level center, that is normal. Now, models have a hard time with it. It's like playing checkers blind. That's how I like to describe it. But in this situation for our football fans, that's like saying you're paying attention to one experienced player and expecting them to make a big play without considering the 15 other players that are supposed to help or prevent the play. That's how complicated this forecast is. Out of all of my years of forecasting, I have never seen a potential Fujiwara this close next to a jet. I've never seen it. So this will be a very unique experience. In fact, this is such a complicated forecast. The National Weather Services on the East Coast and the Central United States have been asked from the National Hurricane Center to all do their weather balloons, and there are going to be multiple flights by recon. So not only are the National Weather Service offices busy and putting out so many balloons, we're also getting so many recon flights to this particular system. We know where there are two locations where the mid-level center might be. One location, which Weather Kingdom was highlighting, nice, is located over the eastern part of Dominica. The other location where the convection and the spin seems to be circling on is the area of the southern part of the border of Haiti and Dominica. There is also another spin I am seeing in northern Hispaniola. So we got 3 separate spins going on. This is like a gyre system. I compare this to a gyre system because area is good, but your low-level centers are going to be random until the system gets a good area for the main low-level center to develop. So the models are going to have a hard time with this system. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay, thank you, Tristan, for your analysis. I agree with you. I'm kind of just outlining right now what I'm seeing in the low levels and mid levels. I would say generally this is your mid level in black, and then potentially I would say a low level. What I think is going to happen is we're going to see these continuing to move north. So this one looks to me that it is moving generally like this, and I think in the next coming hours this will evolve over the waters. Then what I think is going to happen also, the low level that I'm thinking is around here is going to kind of get in the mix with the mid level, and I think we're going to see a low pressure to develop probably in this vicinity to the northern. I think it's going to be in this vicinity right in here is where we're going to really see our low level center. I say give it about maybe a day or probably like probably 8 or so hours to see the evolving. But one thing I noticed today than yesterday, we have much better of a broader circulation here, and at least we know we do have an access wave. What also makes this very hard is it's over mountains and lands, so it's giving back some very interesting feedback that we have to kind of wait until it's over the waters. What were you about to say?
Okay, so I got some my own words before I go do something. First, if you look at the NHC outlook and look at that invest, it seems like it's trying to do a similar path to what Humberto is doing, but it could be me right now, and it could be. I mean, Tristan also kind of saw it, so not surprising. But
Okay.
another thing is, uh, it seems like the landfall is unknown right now of when, because this thing is so tricky to track, to predict, and our models aren't getting anything right that we need. So essentially what we need to happen is we need to figure out when is this going to develop? What is it going to do? And then we have two scenarios actually coming in for this one that I think meteorologists are saying. Scenario one, if it moves fast, it will hit land, and Alberto won't affect it. But scenario two says that if this storm moves incredibly slow, Humberto is going to affect it, avoiding the land. So essentially, that's all I have to say about it.
Yeah, thank you for your analysis on that. when we take a look at Humberto, it's pretty interesting. There's not a core. There's definitely a core beginning to develop. There's not an eye yet, but it's definitely getting its act together. We got our arching band that we love to see. We also have our CDO where it's been pretty active lately, and it looks like there's maybe in the latest convection a bit of a blow up of an eye wall kind of feature. Vertical hot
towers
tower.
have been. Yep, vertical hot towers have been confirmed to Humberto. In fact, there is lightning starting to be spotted. It is starting as RI. You can see in the center. That has to be an eye forming. I need to see the low level water vapor. That has to be. Hold on. I think it is, but I need this to load up. But you can tell by the infrared.
Yeah.
There's a small spot where it might be doing it now.
Wow.
Let me see the lower water vapor.
I have
I'm
it.
using a NOAA satellite that has lower water vapor. Y'all look at that mid. Yeah, it's trying. I think it's about to start trying.
Look at the outflow, you guys. This is impressive outflow coming out of Humberto.
Hey, Weather Kingdom, could you please share your screen on Discord so we can see it on our feeds?
Yes. Just 1 second. Let's quickly do that. Let's quickly do this.
If it starts having issues with the other stream, then you can shut it off. That's fine.
I think
it's just the YouTube stream has a delay.
Yep, it's good. We good. So this is the satellite. This is the water vapor of Humberto. This is beautiful. I mean, look at these. Look at the outflow channel on Humberto right now. I mean, comparing it to yesterday, this is much better. Would you guys agree?
Is that a jet to the north?
Nah, I don't know.
No?
I will. Yeah, I will say this also. Humberto is having a very small dry air problem on its very eastern side, but it's quickly being filled up in moisture, so that should only be temporary.
Yeah.
This is reminding me of what Gabrielle looked like the day before it started strengthening.
I compared this to Gabrielle. That's amazing.
Yeah. Let me just quickly, I want to look at something. Nope, it's not that. I want to look at water vapor. What does water vapor show on this? Okay. So this is water vapor. It looks like this part is kind of dying out here. And it looks like that's the mid-level. I think what's going to happen is we're going to, like I said earlier, this is going to reform off the Dominican Republic tomorrow morning. That will be my best guess. This is recon current. This was recon. They did not find a low pressure to the north here. They did not. But one thing is interesting. They do have a bar right here. You see that? That's pointing in this direction. Or, I mean the opposite. So, yeah, in this direction right here. You guys can see it's weak, but it is a bar that's going in this direction. So that tells me that this right here that I was talking about that could be a mid-level, it's a very weak mid-level. And we're kind of seeing more of a winds like this. So, and then let's see. Do they get any other barbs? Not really. What I think is there's no real low-level center, and I think it's right now over the Dominican Republic, and it's kind of giving back off scenarios right now with this storm, and we're just gonna have to wait and see, in my opinion. When we take a look at, we definitely, I know icons should be running soon. I mean, I'm gonna be looking at the 0Zs, and 18Zs. What's your guys' latest thoughts with satellite?
It looks pretty good, I would say. For being over like a mountain, it's terrain. Its center has relocated, which could be possibly even a bigger problem for the East Coast. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. But we gotta be prepared for anything that can happen with this storm.
Yes, I agree. We currently have 70 people here right now. That's very thankful. But I would like to read the National Hurricane Center's page here. So this is as of 8 p.m. for 94L. Showers and thunderstorms are showing signs of organizing and associated with a tropical wave located near Hispaniola and the Turks and Caicos Islands. An area of low pressure is expected to form along the wave tonight to early Friday when it moves near the southeast Bahamas. All right, where I was at. An area of low pressure is expected to form along the wave tonight or early tomorrow. It moves into the southeast Bahamas. This low is expected to become a tropical depression when it is in the vicinity of the central and northwest Bahamas late Friday over the weekend, and then track northwest and northward over the southwest Atlantic. Interest in Dominican Republic, Haiti, the Turks and Caicos Islands, Bahamas should monitor the progress of the system. Regardless of development, key word here. Thank you, Void, with the $2 donation. Very greatly appreciate it. Thank you, Void, for the $2 donation. Thank you. Interest in the Dominican, yes, we already did that. Regardless of development, heavy rains, gusty winds are likely across that region during the next couple days. While there is significant, I will love to read that again. While there is significant uncertainty in the long-range track and the intensity of the system, that is crucial right there, you guys. They are saying this is significantly uncertain in the long-range track and of the strength of the system. So I want you guys to drill that in, that even the National Hurricane Center is agreeing and saying that this is a major uncertainty right now. Things could change. Also, the chances of wind, rainfall, and storm surge impacts for the portions of the southeast U.S. are increasing. Interest in that area should monitor the progress of the system. So like I said, if you guys are in the southeast, the Bahamas, the coastal regions, regardless of development, we're going to have rough surf, rip tides. We're going to have storm surge potentially in the future of the storm. We have just a lot, okay? There's seriously a lot. So thank you, Rainbow, for highlighting that I just said. There is significant uncertainty. Once again, thank you for the $2 donation, Void. That's very greatly appreciated. Then Humberto is a 65-mile-an-hour tropical storm with a 998 millibars moving northwest at 3 miles an hour. The track against this is pretty far to the west here. Generally in this vicinity, something that caught my eye, the edge of the cone gets actually pretty close to the outer banks in the long range. But this is a big track guidance. And this is... Oh, now I have hiccups. That's great. Alright. This is expected to become our next major hurricane. And probably by tomorrow morning, this will become a Hurricane Humberto. Probably waking up to Hurricane Humberto. What's your guys' thoughts on the National Hurricane Center? What do you see that recaps it?
I've never seen the word significant. I think maybe the last time I saw significant was probably from Helene, I have to guess.
Okay.
But it's this we just gotta wait. Just like what they said, the fact that they're also saying that that it's hard to track is a massive red flag. If that's not a red flag, I don't know what is.
Yes, I agree with you. I do want to talk about this and touch up on it is about the ocean heat content and sea surface temperatures. In the last couple of days, I said I would kind of talk about it in more detail because this is in an environment with the waters at boiling hot waters. Very, very warm for development, clearly on the sea surface temperatures. Even if this goes and develops right in the Bahamas and do something like this, we're talking about 30 to even spots to 31 degrees Celsius in the shallow spots. And the areas in the Bahamas ain't that deep. And this is very crucial for development. Also, if this goes up the Florida's coast and do something like this will be interacting with the Gulf Stream. That is what's still about 29 to 30 degrees Celsius. And even if this makes landfall in South Carolina, North Carolina, for its speed, that little cooler pocket ain't going to do anything. It will inhibit in like major rapid intensification, but it still likely will withstand or even strengthen even a little bit further. But the water temperatures are an extremely above average, very warm. Would you guys agree on that?
Wait,
Breaking news. We're starting to get a little bit more confidence because the Weather Prediction Center, which is pretty significant themselves when they do this, has issued a day 5 slight risk of flash flooding for North and South Carolina. Likely associated with Invest 94L. And the worst part is, they actually do have, by 12Z Tuesday, a landfall of the low of Invest 94L over South Carolina based on model trends. The trends will likely change a bit, but the Weather Prediction Center is kind of starting to see what the models have been trending to. So that is a sign to be aware of. But again, by tomorrow night, we will hopefully have such a better idea. But the Weather Prediction Center is giving us a clue, saying that the models might be really honing in on the east coast of the United States. They do have a slight risk of flooding for at least the outer bands training. We're not guaranteeing a landfall yet, but there is a slight risk on day 5 for flooding.
Yes, I'm looking at the latest icon. I know it's not the best model to look at, but there has been a massive change on the icon. Instead of now it's stalling over the Bahamas, I'm going to go a little bit faster here. It does come off here, that deep thunderstorm convection over where me and Tristan right now is thinking where the low level is. That will kind of jump into the coast here. And then once it gets into the Bahamas, especially tomorrow night, this likely will become Tropical Storm Imelda, or however you say it. And this will probably gradually strengthen overnight and then probably rapidly or at least strengthen in a pretty good speed here throughout the day on Saturday. And this will be bringing impacts, you guys, into the Bahamas. I do expect tropical storm watches and warnings to be posted as soon as tomorrow afternoon. And then this will impact the Bahamas and maybe even become a hurricane right before it leaves the Bahamas. But what worries me is the icon has it going now all the way up to about Georgia before it does this weird stalling thing. And then it kind of becomes a monster hurricane, and then it does the Fujiwara effect here just off the coast with as Category 5 or a very strong category, that would be probably almost a 5 out of Humberto. But then as it's starting to do the Fujiwara effect where this gets all the way up here now instead of staying in the Bahamas, and then it starts moving this little dance like this. What that tells me is when we take a look at the last run, having a stall near the Bahamas and going out, that's becoming a less likely. That's telling me that that chance of this going out to sea is continuing to become unlikely. And let's just say, if the 12Z was right, look at what happens. Humberto impacts Bermuda, and then a Category 5 Imelda just slams Bermuda also. So that I do not follow with, but the 0Z data is a lot more different here, and that worries me. That tells me chances are continuing to rise within the models for the southeast coast.
We need to talk about something because
What's your guys' thoughts on the icon?
The icon has Humberto at 937 millibars, and then it has Imelda, is how I pronounce it, Imelda, at 958 millibars.
we need to talk about something. I've been seeing this on the models, and I am getting flashbacks to systems that have done this before.
Yes.
We need to talk about something that we need to educate real quick, because this is actually a very bad situation. I'm getting the free products. We need to educate people about
Do you want to show
what
your screen?
happens when the image will be WX chat. You will see what I mean. That is a pre-frontal rainfall event before the tropical system. We were talking about the front coming from the west. The position of this front will be everything, because every time we've seen a front absorb that tropical moisture of a rapidly intensifying storm, Floyd, Helene, other systems, it has caused a lot of damage even if the system is weak. And now models, especially the Fox models, are trying to trend a precursor rainfall event.
Oh, thank you.
Water is your most dangerous enemy of a tropical system. If you're away from the coast, surge will likely not impact you. Yes, wind can take down trees and power lines. Yes, there are tropical tornadoes. We'll get to that. This might be a decent producer. But your worst enemy is flash flooding, especially around SWS chat and my server.
Yeah, I know. I want to talk a little bit about the ocean heat content because LTW sent it to me.
Yeah, I just did this.
But real quick,
this is an approximate.
Yeah, but real quick, after we get done with all that, we need to educate our people real quick on the dangers of a potential. It is not another Helene event. We have been drier in that area than when Helene was before.
Yeah.
All we're going to say is fronts that combine with tropical moisture are very dangerous. So, and we don't know if it's going to be that much moisture. But flash flooding, especially around the Appalachians and the East Coast, is some of the most dangerous threat from a tropical cyclone. So please, I wouldn't be surprised if Weather Kingdom might talk about it, a moderate to high risk of flooding. We would not be shocked.
And it proved your point by Helene.
The frontal systems with tropical systems are horrible setups. I hate them. So for the sake of everybody there, and please pay attention to the rainfall forecast. Thank you. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to take the stage, or can I explain what I kind of did?
I will take the stage on this.
Okay.
Thank you. So basically, this is the ocean heat content, and like I said, that I want to show you. What LTW did is the general cone here of the vicinity that potentially Imelda will be going into. And one thing that you can notice, even besides the little graph being a little bit off, in these islands, around these islands, there is OHC up to 125 to almost 150. There's probably even some spots right against those islands that are reaching almost 155, 160 OHC. But regardless, in the environment, especially down in here, where I'm drawing that blue line, the ocean heat content is very doable with absolutely a lot of stuff. Also, we got 81 people here. If you guys are new, let's get up to 900 subs. We're actually just at 820. Thank you for that. Very greatly appreciated. But this is the OHC, and generally this OHC is about 100 to about 150, and that is extremely good, okay? And as you get further north, it's still with that Gulf Stream. You're talking about 75 to probably 125 in spots in that Gulf Stream, all the way up to the Outer Banks of the Carolinas. So the ocean heat content is very durable, very strong, and it is very worrying. Okay?
Weather Kingdom?
Yes.
Sorry, I gotta cut you off right here.
Okay.
I just saw something very worrying. The Nino 3.4, I know you can't see my screen, I'm not screen sharing. The Nino 3.4 is at negative 0.584 Celsius. It is plummeting. It's not just here. I'll show you what I'm.
Yeah, I also have some other stuff popped up here. This is part of Tristan's talk here. So Tristan, I have the Trevor actually send it in your weather chat of that pre-frontal event. So I have the radar popped up that he sent in the chat. Would you like to explain that?
So basically, what a pre-rainfall event is, and this is going to be a special case, as we are looking at multiple situations. One, the tropical system is pulling moisture towards parts of the east coast of the United States. You already got your tropical moisture. Next, you do got a jet and a front to the west of it. That will allow for these storms to train on a track. Basically, think of it as rail cars on a rail line. They keep going over each other, over and over and over again. Where the rain band setup could be the very dangerous spot. If that doesn't make it worse, Weather Kingdom, the ground is going to have a very hard time, because I just looked at the drought monitor. There is a significant drought over parts of where the pre-rainfall event is. The last time we had a drought and then a pre-rainfall event, it caused mudslides. It caused so much destruction in parts of the Appalachians. In fact, it's on WX chat too, the drought map. We are very concerned that if the front and jet combined with the drought do what it can do, that is a very horrible mesoscale situation. Is it guaranteed yet? No, because we need more data from the NWS and recon. Flash flooding is your most dangerous enemy. What do we say? Turn around, don't drown. Don't drive in flooded roadways. This is not a setup where you would want to.
Yes, I mean, look at this. This is the forecast ahead, potentially, like he was talking about, that prefrontal rain. They do say moisture builds lots of rain well. Alright, keyword well in advance of Imelda. It's pretty cool, this graphic where we see our major hurricane Humberto and then Imelda. But look at all this moisture going all the way up into the Delaware area. All in this red and purple. A lot of moist atmosphere. Showers, thunderstorms, daytime thunderstorms. And probably even daytime thunderstorms. Flooding, flash flood warnings. Flood advisories. And this is in a spot where we have seen already a lot in the last couple years. As you guys know, we had Helene. This reminds me kind of like an Isaias prefrontal in the Northeast. Because with Isaias had this more in the Northeast, and it was like over 12 inches by the end of the event, and way more than forecasted.
The worst part is that this same area is expecting the first round of rain on Saturday, and then we get a brief break. So that means some of the drought conditions already get killed, and then we expect the real thing to potentially start Monday as the storm is strafing off the Bahamas. Now, are we saying this is going to be a disastrous flood event? No. Every event is different. But these are concerning mesoscale trends that we are seeing. So again, especially in this case, turn around, don't drown, don't drive in flooded roadways. And soon...
Don't drown. Don't turn around. Don't drown as well when you carry flooded water as well.
And one more thing, Weather Kingdom, real quick before we get to anything else. This setup is also a very good setup. You got a jet, you got a front, you got moisture. We'll see if the rain bands can do peaks of sunshine and lapse rates. But this also sounds like a tropical tornado outbreak setup.
So let me. I have some.
So we will see.
I have some words on the flooding, the tornado, and the landfall. So essentially, if flooding, tornado, severe weather as well, and in the landfall of this happen, I'm going to have to do a triple coverage called. Essentially, it's called 3 coverage, but it's called flash flood, severe weather, and tropical all combined at one. It's not going to be surprising because I'm going to leave my computer on while I'm probably at school.
Okay. Tristan, I did bring up the WPC like we were talking about earlier, the excessive rainfall, and I have the 5-day mark. They do have, with the prefrontal rain and stuff, they do have now a 15% across Charleston, Wilmington, Jacksonville, Myrtle Beach, Somersville, Conway. What else important?
That's gonna be a post by that's gonna be a tropical post by me. That's gonna be reposted by Trevor Tropics.
Yeah, and then we have a general green area going all the way up to the southern parts of PA, the border of PA. But look at all this green. This is at least a 5% of an area in a 25-mile radius of seeing flooding. So I did want to bring that up to you guys. It also does have on day 4 also, only as a marginal, and even day 3 as a marginal, day 2 as a marginal, and today actually not. So starting tomorrow, showers and thunderstorms likely across the environment in the southeast. So we are going to be starting to already get some rainfall way in a well in advance of this storm. So we'll be talking about the tornadoes. I mean, I don't severe weather. They don't have anything ready for the severe weather, right?
No. The
Storm Prediction Center will do that around 3 to 4 a.m.
They're not talking about it until about 3 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. Also, thanks to PM here, he did say keep in mind now there is some models showing significant slowdown. Yes, that's another thing. I think I
mentioned that to you. I think I mentioned that the slowdown is going to prevent it from hitting the U.S.
Ken, it is not definite. It is not.
If it does, if the models do verify on that, then we're seeing something that we haven't seen in probably so long.
Yes, I'm looking at the latest icon. Yeah, you see that? Goes up to that point, and then oh my goodness, what in the world? Very cool. As a
I
game.
will if this poses a tropical threat, I will be live for it. 24/7.
Okay.
Hey, Weather Kingdom,
Yes.
I have the graph of the ENSO if you want to look.
Ooh, we got GFS coming out with 54 hours.
Oh.
Okay, we're going to actually focus on this quickly.
Okay. Let's see what it shows.
All right, we got 82 people watching here already. If you guys are new, please like and subscribe. That would be very greatly appreciated. Let's get up to 30 likes. Let's get up to 850 subs. That would be very greatly appreciated. Also, feel free to donate or anything. That would be a very big help for the weather team. When we take a look in the next 12... Okay, so this is the... I want to take a look at vorticity. I think I want to do vorticity on here, because that's going to help a little bit. So in the next 6 hours, so it... Okay, it has that vorticity like that. Huh. It has it...
I'm already hating the moisture.
Oh no, GFS in the 0Z has a... It's a little bit stronger with 94L with the vorticity already. So that's not...
Not only that, look at the moisture.
Yeah.
Look at your...
Oh my god. It could be a big storm.
Look at Humberto. That quickly strengthened into a major, lovely hurricane. But it is a little bit different. It's a little bit stronger, also a little bit closer to the coast. So that's not good at all.
It looks like Humberto assisted.
Thank you, guys. We're at 822 subs. Let's get it to 850. I would very greatly appreciate it. We almost got 100 people watching at 12 at midnight. Also, we just hit our goal for 30 likes. You know what, everybody? Let's go to 90 likes right now. Let's do it. That'd be very greatly appreciated.
Weather Kingdom, real quick.
Yes.
If Trevor disconnects and reconnects, there will be a brief soundboard because he always joins with that, because of his internet. So just warning you.
Okay.
That's it. Right.
Thank you.
So if he comes back, just there will be a soundboard real quick, right when he joins.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you.
Warning the audience too, so they don't get their ears blasted if they have high volume.
So, Weather Kingdom,
Yes.
you want to take a look at this?
What is it? No.
3.4. No?
Not right now. I'm not worried. Okay. I'm not going to look in the broad view. This is...
Guys?
Yes.
Wait for it to start back on.
Look at the GFS already. From last run to this run, it's stronger by quite a bit. Huh.
Guys, I'm sorry to just butt in. Look at the shortwave IR of 94L. It is starting to spin.
Shortwave?
Quick. On tropical tidbits.
Yeah, I'm noticing that.
I see it. I see it.
Oh,
I'd like to see the evolvement throughout tonight.
I just don't see where the low-level center would be north of Hispaniola.
I agree.
I think it's in the center of the Dominican Republic. In my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you. I would say it's generally like that. Huh, GFS. Okay, interesting. GFS has you as a... Okay, so we got Major Hurricane Humberto. And then we got... It has strong tropical storm. Maybe a wee... no, I'll say strong tropical storm here. Alright, so it makes that turn a little bit more... Okay, that's interesting. I want to take a look at the ML. Okay, so that's when the high is starting to build in. Let's look at from last run to this run. Okay, the high is a little bit more promise here. Okay. So that's going to be curving right into the coast. Right then and there. 200 millibar wind shear. That's, you have to remember this is in the upper levels. Let's see if I can do something else. Wind shear. Yeah, there's, what's your guys' opinion on the shear?
I think that therefore I will kind of take advantage of the shear because it is in the perfect position where it could enhance its outflow, or it could just die right then and there.
Okay, I have some questions here. Michelle said, how far can it come up? I would say right now, this is not a mid-Atlantic impact. This would be more of a South Carolina, North Carolina impact, even potentially Georgia. That's where I think how far it can go north. This run is different. The GF of the history. Yep. Please consider. Okay. That's not higher shear, actually.
It looks like the shear just wraps around the storm. Right?
Okay, so there's the strengthening that begins at 72 to 78 hours. It looks like Humberto will struggle a little bit also on the GFS.
GFS is about to do an icon.
What?
Because Humberto is catching up to 94L.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe. I like to see that. Look at that. It's starting to make... Oh, wow. 84 hours. Yeah, look at that. Actually, look at it. It starts to strengthen very well here. Let's look at the moisture. Look at the... Oh, look at the moisture. I hate to see that. Look at all this moisture right for the Carolinas here. Don't worry about that dryer down here. We're not looking at that currently. We're looking at for... where is this going to be loaded on which side of the storm? And looks like it's going to be on that northern dominant side. This kind of reminds me, once again, like an Isaias look. Would you guys agree?
Yeah.
Isaias had a jet mats.
Definitely agree.
Isaias had a jet mats and struggled with dry air throughout its whole life until right next to the Carolinas. So that's kind of what we're actually seeing. So even though the low-level center has not formed, and we actually got to ask Cat, it is still a broad wave. But remember, ASCAT can miss the actual spin because it only got north of the Dominican Republic and Haiti. So it might have missed the spin. And I'm about to show this in a second if Discord can stop being sad. Wait a second. So in WS chat, so there is and it does ASCAT not only miss the islands, but we can see some developing winds.
Where?
Definitely starting to see, is on WS chat, we're starting to see maybe signs of tropical depression force winds, but we will see.
Oh, that's interesting. You guys see that? Look at that. These wind barbs coming out like this.
Oh, Humberto might already be a hurricane. Let me see that low level.
Wait, what?
Oh my god, that is such a good vertical hot tower. Oh, you might be a hurricane by tomorrow morning, 100%.
That's interesting, ASCAT.
It is very interesting, but I also missed the main area we wanted to look at, which is unfortunate.
Yes.
So what it looks like on the ASCAT to me is that your low-level center is near the northern tip, the northwestern tip of Haiti, basically in like that bay.
Oh wow, look at the
Right at that bay,
GFS.
you say.
At 90 hours out. Oh, sorry, Tristan.
And right on that bay, interesting.
Cool.
It's
Also,
a gas cap.
yes. Thank you guys. We have hit 825 subs. That is very greatly appreciated. Our goal is to 900. So let's get up to at least 850 tonight. That'll be very greatly appreciated. But we're taking a look at the GFS, and I do not like it. It has it gradually strengthening while it's heading right for North Carolina and South Carolina. But I would like to look at this prefrontal rain here. Look at all these yellows and dark greens reaching all the way up to the tip of New Jersey here. That is rain bands of the Imelda, okay, of the storm here. And then we have our major hurricane Humberto, and very interesting here on the GFS. It has it has a little farther apart. Let's look at icon. What's the icon? Okay, so icon. That's yeah. See, icon's a little bit weird because icon's farther apart, but it has it getting pulled. But then the GFS has them closer. Oh, it does. Oh, look at that. It makes landfall right into South Carolina. Look at that, you guys. As a strong Category 1, Category 2 hurricane. Very likely on the model. What's your guys' opinion on the latest GFS so far?
The curve kind of gives me Helene vibes.
Let's look at it. Okay, so
Problem is, if Humberto right now doesn't move this slow, if it can actually move a little bit more faster, it can get to the point where 94 aloe can get pulled.
So basically, unfortunately, what we're saying is it all depends on Humberto's fate. That's not only that.
look at all that
I found-
moisture. Holy
I
crap.
found an amazing graphic. I don't think we can show it, but if you look at WX chat, don't show it. But we
Okay.
just found a
So
graphic of what exactly what we were talking about.
Can you guys look at this? Look at
That is
the...
a wonderful graphic. That is very educational.
Wow.
Tristan, can
Yeah,
you
we-
look at this? Look at this.
That literally looks like, oh my god, that's
That
terrifying.
moisture. That is significant moisture right there on the latest GFS. And then major
That's all the
hurricane.
way up to New York City.
In
Moisture.
fact, the system. Wait, it's the GFS says is a 992 millibar over western North Carolina. So what is it on landfall? Huh?
Damn.
Is that a category 2? Let me see. The isobars are so tight here. What is the GFS? Why are you so depressed? Why are you not showing me the pressure?
983
Oh my
millibar.
983?
983. Hour 96.
90s. Okay, category 1 hurricane. But I guess the jet dynamic is so helpful that it stays a decent tropical storm, potentially all the way to Carolina. Oh my god, I need to
Oh, wow. Look at that. 992. Over almost where Helene. Look at this.
Now again, guys, before we say this is all right, it's the GFS. It's been
Yes.
struggling all year. But we are getting recon data, so it's a little bit more useful this time. It's a
Yeah.
bit more reliable.
Honestly,
Not
the
completely.
Carolinas don't need no more. They're
And you
still
know-
recovering from Helene a year later. Literally.
A lot
And you know
of
what's interesting? Do you know what's really interesting? If the GFS is correct, Imelda shears Humberto because it carries the dry air. That's interesting.
I sent 2 things in WX chat.
Wait, so oh,
Do you want me in WX chat?
what is that satellite?
CMC is running. CMC is running.
What is that?
And then that SCAT, you can kind of see where it shows that little center.
Yeah.
And really quick, I do want to mention another area of development. Oh, subtropics. Are you now starting to come at play? Don't try this. Man, there's a bit of a disturbance in the central subtropics. That's interesting. I'm gonna monitor. I'm gonna see if that trends because this year, depending on the pattern of the Africa, you see that little low right there? I'm
That.
gonna monitor that to see if it tries anything. Maybe the NAC might put a 10% there.
Wow, look at the GFS. Pretty crazy. It has 1,000 millibars. Look how... The good news is it doesn't sit. But the bad news is look at all this rainfall into the mid-Atlantic also.
Ooh, NWS, Washington, D.C. That's a concerning trend for that area.
Why? What are they saying?
No, the way the GFS just trains the moisture over them over and over and over again.
Big wind field also.
Training?
Train on the track.
Yeah.
And it has dry air behind it with a bunch of moisture. That's such a tornado recipe, too.
I wonder if the PC will issue a marginal or a slight risk for this.
I really think it will be a slight considering you got some jet.
What day is it? What day will it? Monday, right?
If we do ever get a tornado outlook for the system, it would be Tuesday. Would be your day.
Yeah, if yes.
It just turned midnight Eastern. So basically, today's Friday, so it's day 1 today. That would be like day 4, day 5 or something.
Day 4 to day 5.
Don't be surprised, chat, if you see a marginal or slight risk, because it is.
Don't be surprised if you see an enhanced risk if the clouds could definitely clear either. That's my concern.
Oh, yeah. That too. Yeah.
Just emit stability, lapse rates, if you got a jet and moisture over top.
And the and land interaction. The shear.
for sure.
And in the mountains,
Yes, the mountains.
can do some updrafts. The calculated shear, this made landfall at a strength. The calculated shear at 0 to 1 kilometer will be 150.
Is that
Which is that's plenty for tornadoes. It's not the best for strong tornadoes if you don't have sunshine. But we'll see. Best.
Okay.
So, but the dry air could make a lapse rate situation and then clear out the sun when you have rotation of dry air still. So the question basically becomes, it's kind of like a Hurricane Francine question. Does the dry air slap it so hard that it creates a cap and prevents supercell thunderstorms from forming in that spot?
I'll tell you what though, Tristan.
Great question.
Outside of that, it's gonna be hella muggy.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, look
Very
at the
much.
latest Canadian here.
Humid.
I want to see the position on where it comes from.
Lava,
Okay.
I sent 2 more things in WX chat.
Humberto is huge, but it goes out to sea. Oh, so in this
Sorry.
case, it will go out to sea.
On what?
Interrupt, Tristan.
That's
We have a
not
good question. We have a good I can't even speak. We have a good question in chat. Somebody said, when will NOAA have to start putting out tropical storm warnings for the East Coast? That's a good question. Normally they put it out. Correct me if I'm
Hold on. Usually they
Correct
put
me
it
if
out.
I'm wrong, Tristan. Isn't it 24, 48, or 72 hours?
It's 36
So
hours.
it's 36 hours for the warnings, and then, which is why I am expecting tropical storm warnings for the Bahamas instantly when PTC or the I name comes out.
Yeah.
And I am expecting hurricane watches with tropical storm warnings immediately for the Southeast United States. Maybe a tropical storm watch for the east coast of Florida, only because of the wind field unknown. There might be a wind field unknown, but I don't expect tropical storm force conditions in Florida. Maybe if the storm gets a little wider with its moisture than size, maybe we'll get a tropical storm watch. the best place I would put a tropical storm watch, considering the details on the track, would likely be where Florida bends out a little bit on South Central and maybe Cape Canaveral. That could, because they're next to the ocean, wind has less friction. So that could be your two places if a tropical storm watch was ever for Florida. But I still don't expect that at this time.
Yes, I like the information that you're giving us, Tristan. When we take a look at the Canadian here, the Canadian's doing something like the GFS that has, looks to me, look at, actually, yeah, look at, ooh, a little bit different. Look at, it starts slowing down as it gets closer as a 988 because it's starting to do a Fujiwara. What's your opinion on the latest Canadian so far? Is it going to crash into the U.S.?
That's a big low pressure.
And by the way, we're talking about the Atlantic, right? Well, there is one storm that we haven't forgot that is about to make its first landfall on the Azores with the hurricane warnings continuing. Gabrielle is about to do its first landfall as its low pressure over the Azores. Do we have an Azores radar?
It's gonna completely miss the Azores.
No, it's not. Look,
the center is over it.
It's making landfall
Remember,
literally right now.
Oh.
When it turns into an edge tropical system, your rain is first and then the wind is behind. It's different. It's a bit different.
Okay.
Do we have an Azores radar? An Azores Doppler radar. I'm so curious if they do. I hope they do. I really want one.
Someone else just asked a good question on chat, but I'm gonna wait until y'all are finished talking.
Okay,
guys,
what's the...
I just did the best thing ever. We got an Azores Doppler radar. WX chat, look at the link.
Alright.
There's a Azores Doppler radar.
Yo.
Are you finished,
Yeah,
Tristan, so I
tell me
can
what that question is at.
Okay, so somebody asked on the chat. Okay, same person. Jason asked, when will the red cone appear over the Carolinas? That's a good question.
I don't know.
Right now, thank you, Trevor.
Can we give an estimate? No, Mia can continue answering this. Mia, let's say it does make landfall. What would be a good estimate?
Like time frame?
Yeah.
48 hours?
That's pretty good. My prediction would be 18 based off only because the NHC expects it. Yep,
Whoa,
it's our Doppler radar. Azores Doppler, you can see the evolution of the remnants of Gabrielle. Well, I hope Tropical Tidbit saves that. That would be so nice.
Yeah.
Tropical cyclone radar loops. And the forecast has a tropical cyclone 40 mile per hour low actually making landfall in Spain. Wow. Even though it's not tropical. So, no, not Portugal. I'm sorry. Portugal, I'm sorry. Oops. Well, that's unfortunate. But we expect maybe a tropical storm low. Because it's tropical over parts of very southern Portugal. And then it becomes a tropical depression on Morocco, this is the first time Morocco has been in the cone of a tropical system since Tropical Storm Delta of 2005.
And by the way, Casablanca is possibly in the crosshairs.
Yeah, but you know, they deal with ex-tropical systems all the time. I don't think Gabrielle will be that big of a deal, hopefully.
And it looks like the Canadian is doing the Fujiwara effect.
Yup, look at that. Right, like the icon.
Just significantly,
So basically, Canadian and Icon are both showing this.
Wait, I thought the GFS was also showing it.
No, the GFS briefly makes them try, but then it makes landfall in the Carolinas. And what's interesting is the ensembles want to landfall, but the global models want to Fujiwara.
Look at that, very slow moving off the coast. Look at that. stalling off the coast of the Carolinas. Either way, it will bring impacts. And it does continue to strengthen it. Huh.
Yes, it does. What?
Yeah, someone did ask a very good question. Can Roberto pull Invest 94 away from land? It's possible.
Humberto gets shredded.
Look at the hurricane.
Not necessarily. It actually sustains a lot. The only reason why it weakens actually is due to Imelda's landfall. We're calling it Imelda because it would be that name. Even if it's just because of tropical storm, it will be that. Because I know people hate pre-naming, but you've got one system that's at 80-90. We can say most likely.
There, guys, check WX chat. I pulled up the Canadian simulated satellite.
Ah, okay, interesting.
Cool.
Humberto is literally ripped open.
Well, that makes sense. It's turning it's tropical. It's going out to sea. And the waters are a lot less favorable over there, actually. Even if Imelda was not there.
Look at that. The latest APHIS model has a tropical storm in the Bahamas and then starts tying itself right against the coast, but then it stalls just off the coast while strengthening, while Humberto pushes it out to, not out, but it pushes a little bit out, but it gets disconnected, and then Imelda makes a landfall as a tropical or Category 1 hurricane right into the Carolinas. But look at this stalling. This will be extremely bad if that did happen.
It will. That stalling motion kind of gives me Ophelia 05 vibes, like what just sat there off the coast of the Carolinas.
That's a storm that I've been talking about that is somewhat similar.
Yeah, Ophelia 05, Isaias 2020.
A more mesoscale version of Floyd. It's not as widespread.
Right.
I say mesoscale version because Floyd did rainfall all the way to the northeast ridiculously. I don't think it's going to be that bad. Hopefully not.
Well, remember, this is only the ECMWF.
No.
We gotta see if this trends, right?
I do expect, by the way, at 1 a.m. they will keep it 80-90 or they'll go 90-90.
I wouldn't be surprised if they go 90-90, possibly maybe even a PTC.
I really think they should do a PTC if that low really starts developing in the Bahamas, but it's not necessarily organized yet. But I think a PTC would be very important soon, because even if it doesn't organize right away, we need the warnings with the model trends.
Well,
So I think PTC would be a very good option.
You don't have to wait too long. You got like 40 minutes Eastern time.
Also, I will be ending this soon. Like I said, I didn't want to stay on till like 1 in the morning. I'm really starting to feel the days on days of live streaming into like 1 in the morning. And I am going to be very, very busy tomorrow. So I say yes.
Real quick, if we're gonna do that, there is one thing we haven't talked about.
Yes.
The new Climate Prediction Center and MJO forecast real fast, since
Alright, is it in the VC?
the MJO is not. I trust you have a better source for it. The Climate Prediction Center though is.
Okay, guys, I gotta go.
All right, Delta. Take
Thanks
care.
for having me.
Alright, I
No
see
problem,
it.
Take care.
Wait, no, that's LTW stuff. Wait. Do you want me to just bring up an MJO thing?
Are you serious right now?
Yeah,
No,
I just got the Climate Prediction Center forecast on that, and then
Yeah, do you have a picture of it or no?
I put on WS chat. That was the Climate Prediction Center forecast that you just had.
This?
Yes, that's the brand new one.
Okay. You want to talk about it?
So right now we have a very interesting forecast for the Climate Prediction Center. I am going to go into global tropics here. There is 5 tropical cyclones have formed in the world. We did have super typhoon and 2 typhoons in the West Pacific, and then of course we had the very beautiful Gabrielle, and now we currently have Humberto, and we're about to have the I name. The Climate Prediction Center is saying that there is a potential of the MJO and Kelvin wave to move over the Western Hemisphere during week 2 to 3 period, providing enhanced upper level support for tropical cyclone development over the Eastern Pacific. So there's a moderate risk of development for that region. Models have shifted a favor eastward and higher anomalous upper level divergence over the Central American gyre area of Central America. Therefore, a 20 to 40% chance of genesis was introduced in the Bay of Campeche and the Western Caribbean Sea. Models are also saying there is a potential for a tropical storm, TS potentially, a spin up in the main development region during week 2 as a few late tropical waves come off the coast of Africa. Remember that 2021, late 2021 Cape Verde prediction? We will see if that comes true, where we have a few weak ones and maybe one more ace maker. Maybe. But we will see. By week 3, the climatology will suggest that the potential for an MDR-TC is very low. So there is no risk at this time, but they could put a risk out on day 3 if models change. So the biggest 2 areas in the future that we want to pay attention to is a few more waves in the main development region and then the Central American gyre. That is our 2 focuses for the Atlantic and for the Southwest United States, of course, if any systems be pulled up for the Eastern Pacific. And that's it.
Nice.
Weather Kingdom, you're right. I think he's AFK.
Yeah.
I think he's AFK. Okay. So, if he is AFK, we're gonna ask some questions here. Let me see if the live is ready for a second. We're gonna ask some questions there. There will be at least one storm chaser heading down to the Carolinas for Invest 94L in case for landfall. That chaser, I hope he stays safe. Great day tonight's Relic. Some really good questions and conversation. Thank you, appreciate it. There is a gyre signal potentially. Yes, there was a gyre signal last time. The gyre can be random. But we'll see about that. The Burning Kingdom's ending the stream. No, it's still going. Hold on, let me refresh the chat. But I just want to make sure that we're paying attention to it. Yep, we are. Okay, good. So let us load real quick. Do we have any question? We're not going to give you an answer that is guaranteed because this forecast is very tricky. We're going to try to answer all your questions while Weather Kingdom is AFK. Hopefully, he didn't fall asleep.
Mr. Becca post. Yeah, the stream is good. It's still up.
Okay.
So, take it away, I guess.
Someone said, "Do need to get going." Great stream. A shout out to those on the call with you. Thank you so much, Rainbow.
Yeah, I'm back.
Exactly. We knew we were AFK. That's why I took over for a second. Thank you for being on the stream with us and supporting us, Rainbow Obsidian.
Yeah.
Do we have any big questions? And Trevor's back. There's no questions. If we want to go to the MJO forecast, we can.
I'm really tired. I need to close it out here. I almost just fell asleep.
Yeah, I knew it.
I literally took a second, and immediately when I rested my head, I I don't even know. I just zoned out.
Hold on. Chat,
we do have a question.
In the comments Hashtag wake up weather kingdom. Put that in the chat.
We do have a question. Any new waves off Africa developing? A few more tropical waves are possible with the Climate Prediction Center's forecast from the 1st through the 7th. And we might get a tropical wave or two coming off of Africa between now and October 1st. We will see, but our main focus is Humberto, the potential I name, and for the rest of tonight, depending on Azor impacts, maybe Gabrielle, because Gabrielle is about to make landfall. But that's our main focus during land. By tomorrow, Gabrielle will be gone, though. It's post-tropical. It's not producing ACE.
We will be going live tomorrow. I hopefully can get some sleep now and kind of wake up because it's been a long day. But thank you, Tristan, and Mia, and all of you guys, Trevor. I really appreciate all the help. I think we kind of cover as much as we could for tonight. That is very greatly appreciate. I would just say everybody keep an eye, keep a watch. Anything could happen. And we seriously have to watch, okay? But for that being said, if you guys would like to say goodbye, I am going to end the stream. Have a good night, everybody.